Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. 9th day of September. AC Sports Live. 9:02. Sharing is caring. Watching on Facebook, YouTube. Hit those likes, hit those hearts. YouTube, hit that subscribe button so you will get notified every time we go live. Hit those highlights. Hit those friends, connections. I appreciate you in advance. Tonight's show. Let's see if I can bring in my rundown. 9-9. Football is back. A lot of football. Quick topics. If you want to see the scores, look at ESPN. I'm all about the storylines. Crawford, Canelo, this Saturday on Netflix. Nothing else needs to be said. The brawl for it all. Like Marty Mark in the celebrity boxing tournament. The belt speaks for itself. Brandon the Cannon Adams will be in action under the undercard of the Canelo Crawford fight. I'm super excited about that. My tender love report. Karen attacks again. Money May versus Iron Mike and Patty Mahomes have all made the tender love report. And on Unk season, the topic is 100 Unks versus 100 YNs. I don't know who makes these things up, man. This is AC Sports Live. You are the peopleization. And it's time to get going, y'all. Let's go.
He ain't never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the one.
Yes, sir. All right, let me strike up this Instagram feed. I've been trying it out. It's been going pretty well. Some guys have hopped on while we're going live. They can't see the screen, but they can see me in the studio and they can engage in the conversation, which is probably more important than having the actual feel. They don't have the background music on Instagram, but we go live anyway. I think I had to add I'm now live, and Instagram is telling all my friends I'm live, so that's cool. So if you're on Instagram, hit whatever button you need to hit or comment. That way you'll be included on the show, just like Dr. Frazier. He said, "What's up, brother?" I say, "Hey, brother. Always good to see you." And I always support. So he always support. We're supporting each other. It's all love, man. It's all love. My fellow brother in Yeshua, Dr. Frazier, the Board of Health. All right, football's back, man. It's a little bit anticlimactic because my Eagles won last Thursday versus the division rival Cowboys. I noticed there were a lot of division rival games on the first week of the season. There were only a couple of games that weren't. If I'm not correct, please somebody correct me. But it seemed like most of those games were important. We had the Commanders versus the Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, all NFC East. So X-Dub, Sud, being 6. Now, what's good? Hey, man, who is that? Who is XW? I know I was thinking who it could be. Clarify real quick so I can be on the same page. X-Dub. I could look it up, but I can't do it while I'm live. And I can't see the picture. Mota, I knew it was 6. I knew it. I was like, I know it's 6. Because we were talking about some stuff. Like I got a throwback for you. a throwback for you is because I had other homeboy number 6. I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't. When you was vibing with me on the old school tip, I was like, that must be Motown, but I'm not sure because he never hit me up on Instagram. But I got a picture that you gonna crack up at. Look at these cleats. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, you can't see them on Instagram. Oh man, but it's a picture of these Nike Sharks. A straight throwback. I know you had these Nike Sharks. Matter of fact, since you on the show, I'm gonna show you these Nike Sharks. Let's see if I can't get them on the screen. I can't do it. Can you see the screen? You really can't see it. The Nike Sharks from the... Yeah, you can see them now. Yeah, you had them cleats. You had them heavy boats, Nike Shark cleats back in the day. Throwback Tuesday. I sent it to my homies that I played with. I said, you had some sharks. You was in the house. I remember cutting, you see, I was Willie McGinnis's barber in high school. And he went on to college. He would bring me up to USC. We'll have somebody come get me to drive me up to USC to cut his hair. And I would get paid with USC gear. And one time he gave me a pair of Sharks. And I thought I was the one. Boy, I had some Nike Sharks from USC. They was a size too big, but I still wore them joints. And they was like, man, where you get them Sharks? I said, don't worry about it. You had to be a baller to wear them, said 6. You had to be a baller to have them Sharks. Molded. And then they came out with the Speed TD moldeds. We got away from the screw ends. The screw end cleats were deadly, man. Them things is heavy. Them screw end cleats, man. I had some nasty pony screw end cleats before I got them Nike Sharks. Times were rough, man. We didn't have all the stuff that these kids have. Like my son has some Nike with Flex TD, and now he got some 93 Deion Sanders Prime ultra magnetic super infused. Hey man, we got down with the Sharks. I got Jimmy G in here. What's up, sir? Black Queens forever, Snow Bunnies occasionally for Mr. Guerrero. Black Queens forever, Snow Bunnies occasionally for Jimmy Guerrero. But Jimmy G. I wore some kangaroos in practice. Who, they got them Walter Payton kangaroos with the little pocket on the side. I wanted them kangaroos so bad. I was a huge Walter Payton fan. I got the Walter Payton signed autographed picture behind me. My wife got that for me for one of my birthdays, and I got a Walter Payton signed football. So I was a big Sweetness fan. So having some kangaroos, man, that was going to be my dream shoe. I never got a pair. I had some Pro Wing cleats with the little the black bottom with the thick insoles with the little turf bottoms. I had some of them Pro Wings, and then I had some Puma cleats. I'm not sure how I got some Puma cleats. When I played for the Pee Wee Vidars, I had some Puma cleats and some ponies. I had some ponies and some Pumas. Both of them were nasty if you look back at it, man. The kangaroos, man. I got Happy Boy in here. He's down $2. You could thank CeeDee Lamb. Happy Boy. CeeDee Lamb, I thank you. Because that was the game for the when Jalen Carter spit on Dak Prescott. That was game. That was game. Because we have no middle pressure. And there's no suspension for Jalen Carter. They said his suspension from the game was enough suspension. I want to believe that is because Dak Prescott is shown to spit in the direction of Jalen Carter, which is disrespectful in itself. It's not as bad as spitting on someone or then spitting in someone's face. There's levels to it, but you don't want to spit on somebody. There's a University of Florida player spit on another player right in front of the referee, and he got ejected for that. I don't know why people think that there aren't 50 cameras in a football game. To me, that's, as the Bible says, willingly ignorant. When you know that you're going to get caught, you know there's a consequence for your actions. and you cost your team a week of preparation, and that you're going to be in there being a disruptor, and all of a sudden you want to be a real N-word and do something on national television before the game even starts. So hopefully he learned his lesson. You don't do that, even if they do it to you. If you want to play and you understand you're now in a leadership position, you get him back by sacking him 4 times. And you take a unsportsmanlike conduct by smacking him in the head 1 time. But you really didn't help the team out. And we were gasping for air trying to beat them Cowboys. Man, Dak Prescott was playing like an all-pro. Those balls that CeeDee Lamb dropped, man, those were dimes. Straight dimes. I was sitting there like, we ain't going to be able to stop them, man. The way we playing, Adoree Jackson, Sarah High, USC, trash. He did not play like he wanted to keep his job. And word on the street is he did lose his job. I think he's gone. I don't think he starts another game for the Eagles. I think if we can pick up somebody, he's going to be giving some Southwest tickets back to Los Angeles. Sad to say. Walt said the Chargers beat the Chiefs. Hey, that's a big win, man. If the Chargers can turn that corner and be the team that they, on paper, should be, I'm glad I picked up Keenan Allen on my fantasy teams. I picked him up on 2 of my teams. My teams went 2 out of 2. The 2 teams that I had that did not win, I had Keenan on the bench. I wasn't sure if he was going to be a major target for Justin Herbert, as old as he is, but he's coming back to a familiar place. And that's what I look at when I pick my receivers, man. Are they going to get the ball? And who's throwing him the ball? Is he a person that's going to throw him the ball at least 5 to 6 times a game? SG in here, plug 1, my good brother. He says, I'm surprised that your feet didn't fall out of those pro wings. Man, my pro wings were tight, bro. The pro wings with the little flap, the little tongue flap on the top. So you tie your shoe and the flap will cover your shoestrings up. And the pro wings had, 5 stripes? They weren't 3 stripes like Adidas. They had 5 stripes. And I rode up to the Vidars practice my first time playing on the west side. I played on the east side my first year. In my first year, I think I had them ponies. My second year, I had them pro wings. And my homies let me have it, boy. They was on my head tough. And then there was somebody else on the team who had some pro wings, and I was like, instant friends with that person because they had the same cheap cleats I had on. I got my man CC in here. Of course, I'm an ex-Eagle. No, I'm an ex-Cardinal and a Saint. My dad was born in Philadelphia. I was born in Connecticut. So growing up as a son of an Eagles fan, that's how I became an Eagles fan. Spending my summers in North Philly and at grandma's house and Randall Cunningham and, Mike Quick and Harry Carmichael and all them guys was bleeding green and gray. I actually liked the Cowboys for like a couple years as a kid when I came to Los Angeles because that was everybody's team when the Rams and Raiders weren't very good. They were good here and there when they had Marcus Allen and Eric Dickerson was on the Rams. I had Marcus Allen poster and an Eric Dickerson poster. But I really was still, like you can see behind me, Randall Cunningham was the guy. But you know how you're influenced by your folks and your family and those who you look up to. So there's my Eagles. But I always showcase my Eagles, man. 6 hit Juice Mobiles. Juice Mobiles. Man, hey, did you see the Packers? Jerry Jones gave the Packers the NFC. If Josh Love can protect the football, and if the Eagles can't find a corner, the Packers coming out the NFC. When I saw Micah Parsons do an inside stunt versus a double team, giving his 3 technique a chance to come around the corner, and he squeezed between those 2 dudes and got free and hit the 40-yard dash start and ran down Jared Goff. I said, everybody's in trouble. That man is not injured. That man looked like a demon running that man down. And I'm thinking to myself, what did Jared Jones just do? He just gave an already good defense a shot of what's the shot they give those cars in Fast and Furious, the nitro button? Man. He said them Juice Moles was OJ Simpson cleats? Nah, man. Big Fletch in the house. Big Fletch had them OJ Simpson cleats. No, he didn't. Big Fletch, you had them sharks. You had them high top sharks. You and Motown had them high top sharks that weigh 2 pounds each. Man, oh man, I'm just talking football, man. Nothing in necessarily order. I went to Delaware for my son's first game at home at Delaware State, and we got rained on, man. It was crazy. They had a rain delay, and I had my good Air Jordan 3s on, man. My classic cement Jordan 3s he wore in the slam dunk contest. I'm out there looking fly. And Delaware State's playing tough, got a chance to win the game, and they called the game up due to weather, lightning in the area. So we think nothing of it, and we go 45-minute delay, and the game is tight. Like they're playing against Albany, Great Danes, pretty good team, and they gave Delaware State an 18% chance to win. But Delaware State was playing some good ball. We were up 31-20 for a while. Then Albany came back, and they took the lead 32-31, and then we started having these delays, man. 4 minutes left in the game, they had a weather delay. And we were sitting on the bench nearby the stadium because we had to evacuate the stadium. And we just had a little family reunion. And some of my wife's family came down to see my son play. So it was a good little time. Spent some time with family. And then the game resumed. And they were out there about 2 minutes of the clock. And then they said more lightning's on the way. So we had to shut it down again. This time it was serious because I felt the raindrop on my head. And I looked at my wife and she was like, well, I'm waiting for my head to lead me to what we gonna do. I said, let's go back to the truck. So we started walking to the truck. And as soon as we hit that corner, that rain came down like God was mad. I ain't never seen it rain so hard, so quick. And I'm looking at my sneaks, my Dodger cap, my fit. I had a nice cool fit on, my Hornets t-shirt on. I had just, I had brand new socks on, my J's. My wife just had bought her a new t-shirt, a new Delaware State Hornets t-shirt. She had a hoodie around her waist, and we were looking pretty fly. But the rain said, hold on, my friend. And we were soaked and wet. And we had to throw those clothes in a plastic bag. I had to walk through the hotel with my shoes full of water. I had to take the insoles out, and I had to go to Ross and pick up some cheap sneaks because I had no other shoes. It was crazy, man. It was the worst rain I've ever experienced in that short amount of time. It really could have been a little baby Hurricane Katrina. It was so bad. And it was just like, and then all of a sudden it went away. And then the game resumed. And then Delaware State prevailed as they had the ball about midfield with 2 minutes left when play resumed. And I felt bad for University of Albany because they had to wait around 5 hours knowing they were about to give up the win. They were just hoping for it to be canceled completely and start, counting the score. At this point, just take it as it is because the weather is so bad. But the weather cleared up. We drove down there and scored. And my son and his teammates got on defense. And he got a pressure, got him out the pocket, forced an incompletion. And then the celebration began as the team that they said would lose every single game is 1-1 and looking like they can win the next 5 games. Their first test will be, I want to say North Carolina Central. And then they'll go to the Link and play against Michael Vick's team, Norfolk State. And then they play Howard. And then they'll come back and play South Carolina Central. And that's going to be very tough. I think they're the MEAC champions. So it's going to be tough. But I think the prediction of 0 wins is not going to happen. This team is good. Only problem with this team is going to be health and guys staying healthy. We lost 3 D linemen, 2 offensive linemen. One of our running backs is not in there. So it's not something you can predict. All you can do is, get strong in the off season and pray that you never get caught in an awkward situation where your arm is bent backwards or you fall a certain way. Usually just straight up hitting doesn't tear you up as a way. Like we had 2 guys with the same injury, an AC joints. I've had an AC joint sprain. You could play with them, but they're super painful. So I know it's going to be tough. My son is excited. He's going to play a lot. Hopefully he gets his first start. And he just continues to play hard and understand the situation. It's at God's time, not our time. And who knows, man? He mess around and have a pretty big game and help the team win. I'm happy for him, man. As G said, I live right across from Einstein Hospital in Oldie. Great memories in Philly. Oh, man. Summertime playing basketball at the neighborhood courts. No fouls, 100 degrees, humidity. Fat dude at the half court talking junk, don't play no defense but shooting NBA threes. I was California boy shooting bank shots from the mid-range. My turnaround bank shot was my key shot. I never really went to the rack. Back then when I could actually dunk, I was not trying to dunk because dudes would take your legs out if you try to upshow them. So I was more of a defensive, fundamental guy. And they was just called me Cali. And then, my dad's name was Philly. And I'm little Philly, but then I had a Cali style. Frazier said, yeah. Walt, nah. UCLA, we in trouble. We got beat by UNLV, and no disrespect to UNLV, but UNLV is not UCLA. Anybody that knows football knows that to be factual. The resources, the number of 4-star recruits, and now we have a 5-star recruit in Nico at quarterback, but Nico can't do it by himself. So Deshaun Foster, unlike the new Jack era at Delaware State with Coach Deshaun Jackson, does not have his first win of the season yet with 2 losses. So now the question begins to fester, how long before they pull the plug on Deshaun Foster at UCLA? They got New Mexico, and I think the Big Ten shortly after that. Well, yeah, I think it's New Mexico, then Northwestern, and then the gauntlet of Ohio State at Ohio State. That's a loss by 50. And the rest of the Big Ten. It doesn't look good. We should have beat UNLV. Started to play well, come back down 23-30 and just didn't finish the job. And Delaware State won, by the way, 37-32. With the game ending touchdown by quarterback Caden Bennett, former Sac State quarterback, killing the MEAC. And that's where Deshaun Jackson, Coach Deshaun Jackson, did a pretty good job bringing in guys who have FBS experience. But on the other side, when you see teams struggle, they have talent, but no chemistry. Bill Belichick is struggling a little bit. They beat, was it Central? The 49ers. and that's not North Carolina. That's not a big time school in the ACC, and they struggled. You got UCLA, who has the resources to put together a pretty good team to beat Mountain West teams and Big 12 teams, because they're built to play in the Big 10. Didn't look like we had the goods, man. And I'm wondering how long this leash is for Deshaun Foster. I hope they give him a chance to wrap up the season, because like last year, he got the team going late and they won like 4 of the last 5 games. But I don't know. It doesn't look good for the Bruins. This week versus New Mexico is another team with a ton of transfers. With a new coach from Idaho, they're going to be a different New Mexico team. So we mess around and not beat them, the hot seat gets hotter. Dr. Frazier said the Packers. The Packers look like championship contenders, man. But that number 1 looks pretty scary. Rick Talks Baseball is in here. I need to have you on the show, man, because I need to get updated on what's going on in baseball. All I keep track of really is the Dodgers. As long as they're in the hunt, I'm good. And then when it starts getting closer and closer to the pennant, I tune in. There's just a lot of baseball games, man. There's too many baseball games. 175 games, 165 games. Show Jerry Jones some love if you're a Packers fan. You got to show him some love. They say the Cowboys won the trade because they were in the game with the Eagles. I'm going to tell you how good Jalen Carter is, man. Jalen Carter made the Eagles a mid-NFC team by not playing that game. We had no pass rush. So we had to go out there. We got us was it Jadarius Smith, who we pick up, a former elite pass rusher. We can't have it. Can't have Dak Prescott picking us apart like that. And we're going to probably pick up a corner. I think Bennett's going to start this week. And we're going to see. Because we saw, you don't have corner play. You saw the Bills come back on the Ravens. Oh, boy. All my Ravens fans, like Ravens are my second team. I rock with Lamar Jackson. I have him on 2 of my fantasy teams. He's going to give me my points. But he has a hard time beating the Bills and the Chiefs. Josh Allen looked like the MVP once again. Keon Coleman's becoming around to become a guy. The Bills look scary. The Ravens look scary. The Packers look scary. My Eagles still a tough team when Jalen Carter is not spitting on folks and getting ejected. OG Swillion in here. Who else up in here? All y'all, appreciate you, man, on Instagram. Stopping by for a quick hot minute, man. I appreciate y'all getting me in the algorithm. You my people. I'm your people. I appreciate the support, man. Yeah, so football's back. It's never a dull moment. Thursday, we got some matchups. It's going to be Saturday. Like I said, Delaware State plays Bowie State at the HBCU, but I believe they've dropped down to Division II. But it's still going to be a tough battle. It's just like a FBS team playing Appalachian State. FBS team playing App State. You don't play your game, they'll mess around and beat you. So Coach Deshaun Jackson and his team will be ready. I might have to make that red eye, because if young Alexander, the Dragon, makes his debut, I want to be in the building to support him. So I might take that red eye and come back Sunday morning for church. Things we do for our family, man. Got to be there. Appreciate that, man. SG, Plug One in the building. Got to have you on the show, man. Classic dude, man. Need more like him. Crawford, Canelo, this Saturday. It's finally here. All the prep. And I'm looking at the size differential, man. I don't think Canelo's gonna be bigger than Bud fight night. Because you see Bud training, just look at some YouTube. he don't have to cut weight. He only need to cut to make 168, maybe 5 pounds. Canelo got to cut weight, but Bud coming up in weight and then coming back down to 168 is not going to be a struggle. The only problem with this fight is Bud's shoulder. He had a shoulder problem and it's bugging him. Is it true or is it a built-in excuse? I don't know, but both of them are juicing some kind of juice. You don't mess around with Balco all them years and not have some secret weapon for a big fight like this. So both of them will be clean in their drug test, but they on something. Elite athletes are always on something. So whatever his shoulder problem is, he gonna get that nice little injection or whatever makes that shoulder feel better and be tip-top shape this Saturday night. Both of them gonna be geeked up, hawked up, ready to go. So it should be a really good fight. Two very skilled boxers in their primes. Even though Canelo's a little bit older, a little bit over the hill, and Bud is what? How old is Bud? Bud 35, 36 years old, 40 wins, no losses. Canelo has a few losses. Of course, lost to when he was young, lost to Floyd. So Bud is walking around at 196. That's a 200-pounder right there, man. That's an NFL DB right there, man. So it's gonna be a brawl, but Bud does not need to prove that he's a slugger like Canelo. Bud needs to box. Bud needs to tap him up, move. Tap him up, move. Let Canelo throw a couple bombs. Avoid, counter. Watch a lot of Floyd tape. Go back and watch Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hagler. When you got a person coming up in weight versus a brawler that's bigger and stronger, the blueprints are there. And Canelo does not move as well as Hagler. So that would be a good film to watch for Bud. I'm not Bud's trainer. I'm just saying what I would do. As a film guy, I watch a lot of film when I play ball. Film gives you a blueprint on how to win. So that would be my suggestion. On that same card, my road dog, Brandon Adams, is having a rematch with Sergey Buyachuk. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. Suri or Sergey. But he wants to avenge his loss to Brandon Adams. One, where he got him with a nice kidney shot and knocked him out. They'll be on the undercard. It's supposed to be on Netflix, but for word on the street, it's going to be on YouTube streaming before the Netflix broadcast begins. So I'll be glued to this TV and to my son's game. So what the smartphones, the beauty of the smartphone is that you can do a bunch of things at the same time. I'll be at the game, 3 p.m. Delaware State versus Bowie State. And I'll be streaming the Buyachuk Adams 2 fight at about 6 o'clock West Coast time. So let me see some. I should have plenty of time because I'm thinking East Coast time, West Coast time. Yeah, I'll be done. So 3 o'clock East Coast time, 3-hour game, 6 p.m. East Coast time is 3 o'clock West Coast time. I have plenty of time to catch them both. Catch them both. Done deal. Adams with the decision. I think Buyachuk's going to be very defensive this time, not wanting to get hit in the ribs again. But I think Adams, having lost his last fight to a decision, is going to be very determined to get in the win column and get his name in the contender for the next super welterweight championship of the world. This is the winner of the contender. He's 34-2. He has a great record. He's beat some name guys. So it should be an active brawl. Unlike one of my tender love report, Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson are going to do an exhibition. I don't know if y'all like watching Dance with the Stars, but that's what this is going to be. And they're going to get paid as if it's a real fight, because we're going to watch. They agreed to an exhibition fight. Mike's going to be biting in his gloves like he did with Jake Paul. Mike Tyson, as old as he is, with a stiff left hook, will cave in Floyd's whole chest and chin. Mike could have destroyed Jake Paul in round 2, but began to bite that thumb on his left hand so he wouldn't throw his left hook. I don't know, man. This is like a black eye. This might be worse than Tank fighting against Jake Paul, because these are two legends. When Mike fought Roy Jones in the bubble, and Mike kept having flashbacks and was about to try to hurt Roy, and Roy's chin is made of glass these days. I was afraid for Roy, and Roy said he was afraid too, because Mike was forgetting the clause, like, please don't hurt me, don't knock me out. And talking about, let's do it again. Roy Jones said, nah, my man was in there having flashbacks. I'm not doing that again. Smart man. In this case, 5 foot, what is Floyd? 5'8"? They say 5'9", 5'8", 165 pounds, out of shape. 147 pounds when he's in shape. Mike Tyson, 217. 205 when he got to the heavyweight rank. Fought at around 210, 212, 217, 225. Walking around these days, 235, 240. 5'11", one of the most ferocious punchers, one of the most ferocious body punchers in the history of boxing. Going against a guy 5 weight classes smaller than him. I don't know, man. I guess we just a bunch of suckers because we're going to watch it. Jay Dallas is in here. And we're going to watch it. And they know we're going to watch it. And they're both going to bring in $20 million a piece. So take the money. I am not mad at that at all. What I am mad at, did you see the Karen take the baseball from the little kid at the Phillies game? So if you didn't see it, this is what happened. So a home run was hit. Dad goes to retrieve the ball. And this Karen with the two-tone haircut looking like Storm from the X-Men in his grill, talking loud, saying, "You took the ball from me," as if she got the ball. And she goes back and she thinks she's going to be a hero, but instead she goes viral for being the Karen of the year. Who takes a ball from a young kid? A despicable school administrator who eventually loses her job for this. I think that's a little bit extreme, but being as that you work with kids, but you had the wherewithal and dignity and, well, I say indignation and privilege to say, "You took that ball from me. It was coming to our seats." All right, so the unwritten rule of a home run hit into the stands at a baseball game. It's a free-for-all. If you don't sit there, you box out, you push. And I've seen grown-ups take balls from a little kid as the ball's coming. They'll reach up with their glove and catch the ball as the kid is down 3 or 4 feet from him with their glove up too. And that person will catch that ball and keep it pushing. It's survival of the fittest. When that ball is loose in the stands, whoever can get it, it's yours. Now, if she had it in her hand and he took it, okay, You took the ball from me. But that ball was bouncing around in the row before her. She didn't jump down to go get it. A little boy, the dad, they all ran to the section where the ball was coming down. The dad picked it up, gave it to his son, hugged his son. Karen comes over. You took my ball. So the details of it made it a little bit worse. So the guy's name was Drew Felton, and he said, I just pretty much wanted her to go away. So he gave her the ball back just to make her go away. He was one of the 6 fans who went for the ball. Hit by Harrison Bader Friday night last week. Marlins at the Phillies. Well, it was Lone Depot Park in Miami. But the Phillies were playing. So Karen complains about the home run. Takes the ball. So the Karen energy is out of control. You guys can't change the world by calling a manager. But it is effective. We don't want to deal with it. So I understand what the dad was feeling. He didn't want to deal with you anymore. Get out of my face, take the ball, go. Good thing is the Phillies saw this and did not like that the fan came up with nothing. So Phillies slugger signs a bat, gives him a goodie bag full of Phillies stuff, and he gets to meet the actual player in person. I think that's pretty cool. It's actually, I think, a better trade-off. That bat, to me, would be a lot more cool to have than a ball. And then to actually meet him, have some pictures with him, even cooler. Does it change the fact that it happened? No, it happened. Frazier said, was it worth her job? I think that was a bit much. I think her punishment was just being drilled on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter as the Karen that stole Christmas. Might have been enough. But again, being a school administrator, they let her go. And that's what I've heard. I don't know if she lost her job, but I heard she lost her job. That's what they say. But if she's a long-term administrator, they would have gave her a serious package. Because you just can't let go of an administrator or a teacher without some really, really egregious. This is something that's more of a, how dare you? How could you do that? She didn't harm the kid any kind of way. She was just nasty and did something that she should have been like, you know what? At least the kid gets it, not the grown man. She didn't have that decency. So it is what it is. Happy Boy says, and World Series tickets. The kid gets World Series tickets. That's if the Phillies make it. He got World Series tickets? No way. So I think that kid's doing all right. Who that boy 73? What up, man? So I think he did pretty good. I think the whole family turns out to win this situation. But I'm wondering if they can give Karen the benefit of the doubt. She didn't know the unwritten rules of baseball attendance. It's dog eat dog when that ball comes in the air. I'm pushing kids down. I'm running kids over to get that ball. But I'll never take the ball from the kid who actually has it in his hand. And he's looking at it in awe. And you still come over there and take it. I would have walked halfway over there and saw the kid having a good time with his new ball and said, you know what? At least the kid has it and not that dude. Not Karen. Karen gonna get what she want. Let me talk to the manager. She was not playing at all, man. So tender love continues. Patrick Mahomes. Did you see Patrick Mahomes pretend to go out of bounds and hit stick someone? Okay, Pat Mahomes. He is known for running out of bounds and getting hit. So now he's lowering his shoulder. Petty, man. Tender love report, because if the defensive back doesn't lay off a touch, he smacks Mahomes and gets 15 yards. This should be a penalty on Patrick Mahomes for unnecessary roughness. Because if I'm a defensive back and I'm coming up to hit Patrick Mahomes and he lowers a boomstick on me, I'm going to get him. I got to get him. Got to go back somehow and get some revenge. Not dirty, within the rules of the game, but I'm going to get him. Because he just made me look like a chump on national television, and all my homies going to be like, man, you got trucked by a quarterback. Ooh, trash. I don't want that on my reputation. So Patty Mahomes, slide, go out of bounds, but you bring in hit sticks, best believe now you have a mark on your chest. Best believe you got a mark on your chest. Dudes is coming for you now, man. It ain't gonna be nice. It ain't gonna be nice. All right, so Unc season's back, and is it true that Uncs think they can do anything? Uncs can do anything. Old heads swear they know everything. Part 3. Spin. Calls a foul on a spin move. Unc and his crossover is trash. Almost kills himself. If you know somebody like this, man, shout out to AC2. My son sent me this video. I know like 10 dudes like this. You know 10 dudes like this. They say, let me hold that rock. Let me see. And they'll shoot it and hit the back of the backboard and not be close.
Heads swear they know.
That's normal, man. The new conversation, though, is who would win? 100 Uncs versus 100 YNs. And YNs will be inner city dudes, age 13 to probably 25. Young ninjas versus 100 Uncs. And I think the age group for Uncs is 45 to 60. I think 60 is Pops and OGs. Even though I'm in OG age range and Pops age range, I'm still an Unc, as I'm 51. So some people have a different age gap between Uncs, OGs, old schools, and what else they got? It's called it's OGs, Uncs, Pops, Grandpops, Pops, whatever. But Uncs, anybody that's older, in pretty good shape. We would destroy the 100 YNs. My boy Billy Britt sent me the caption and said, skinny jeans everywhere. Purses, fingernails, everywhere. We would destroy these dudes. These youngsters don't lift weights. These youngsters don't stretch. They don't know how to fight. You take away the guns and we destroy the YNs. Easy work. Me, Happy Boy, Walt, Dr. Frazier is more on the OG side. SG Trilogy, you in there with Uncs. We would destroy a bunch of youngsters. We came up in an era where we were outside. We went to different parks and played every sport. We break danced against other parks. We had fair ones before football practice. Dudes that I played with actually got jumped in to their game and fought back. Didn't just take it, fought back. We were a way tougher generation. I mean, you guys can run fast. You run sub 1,000 meters, but that's only a few of the exceptional ones. And then you guys can lift a lot of weights and you can play football at a high level, but the toughness ain't there. Walt said old school. Old school, we got man strength, man. I don't need to go under 225 to lift it no more. I did that. I don't think I'm ever going to lift that heavy ever again. But I promise you, if I got in shape to lift, easy work, man. Old man strength and the weight of the world that we've been through. You don't understand how much animosity we got built up. Didn't want to go in the house. Man, did not want to go in the house. Street lights came on, you were mad. Trying to find an excuse how to stay outside a little bit longer. Mom, I can see the street lights have lit the street up. We can stay outside. You can see me from the front. You can see me from the kitchen window. I'm right outside. Nope, come in here. Oh man. We would be outside from sun up to sundown. Go outside, don't come back in here. You go outside, you stay outside. You will find something to do. You'll go find some food, the free lunch program at the park. You drive, or you'll ride your bike across town to the other park and get lunch again. Play ball over there. Ride your bike to the next park that has snack after 2 o'clock. Grab that snack. Go to AM/PM. You have 50 cents. You can get you a big gulp. Put ice cream in that big gulp. Make yourself a root beer float. And the Indian man at 7-Eleven or AM/PM would say, I saw you put ice cream in that soda. It is $1.50. And you run out. Run out of AM/PM and laugh. The good old days, man. The good old days. Let me see if I got everything covered. I was going to say, before I go, the Tender Love report, it should include the Reed Blankership hit, where they said this was an unsportsmanlike hit. I think he let up. I think he tried to avoid hitting him in the head. He tried to avoid helmet to helmet. I don't know what else you can do as a defensive back. He went to make sure the ball wasn't caught with his elbow, and it caught the tight end in the face a little bit. I don't know, man. They're just taking the foot out the ball. It's not football anymore. Every powerful, impactful hit is now unnecessary roughness. The hit Jalen Ramsey put on that Jets receiver to end the game was clean and was not flagged. I was relieved. All right, I got a few minutes. Some video footage showing A.J. Brown for the Eagles. All his routes. And how Jalen Hurts made his mind up that we're going to win this game. And I'm not going to give in to making sure A.J. Brown gets money. So he catches the crucial out route at the end of the game. But if you look at A.J. Brown, the Cowboys defensive backs played an exceptional game. The defensive coordinator made sure that A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith did not kill them. That big ball that they hit late in the game to Jahan Dotson, because he was not the focal point. The Cowboys played a form of two-man on A.J. Brown. It just made it look like quarters. From what I saw at the 2.5-second mark, 15 of these 18 routes, he was covered and not in position to catch the ball. So the Cowboys did an excellent job making sure A.J. Brown's timing with Jalen Hurts was disrupted. by having somebody at the catch point at the 2.5 second mark. So these routes that A.J. Brown is always open on, Jalen Hurts is making a decision before he makes his break that we're going to go ahead and get these yards. I'm going to run this ball. I'm going to go somewhere else because they have a bracket on A.J. Brown. So another reason why Jalen Hurts is elite, you know there are going to be plenty of games where A.J. Brown's going to have 10 catches. It's just against the Cowboys. They got some good corners. So I'm not mad at Jalen Hurts. In fact, I commend him. Let A.J. Brown be mad today. We're trying to win this game. And that's part of being a quarterback, man. Leadership. Must have it. All right, man. Once again, I appreciate y'all. Hope I got everything covered. You see Eagles. Sign bat from Harrison Bader. Next week, Delaware State versus Bowie State at Dover Alumni Stadium one more time. Team of the week, the Delaware State Hornets of the HBCUs. I think that's pretty cool. Let my son get to experience that. Do I have that shot? I don't think I brought it in. Oh yeah. Check out number 41. They'll be on ESPN Plus once again. He'll be probably left in or right in, playing outside backer, defensive end / edge rusher. So one for all and all for one is his theme song this year. Go get him, son. I once rode my bike 60 miles and played ball right afterwards. Man, let me tell you, man. I rode my bike to the Garment District, downtown LA, on the flood control. We played all day. What you do today? Ride bikes? You didn't have to say where. As long as you know you had to come home with that bike, you didn't lose it and didn't need it stolen. That was the only rule. I come home with somebody else's bike. I better come home with a bike, something. Don't come home empty-handed with your shoes and your bike. You didn't need a jacket. You just needed to bring yourself and that bike and some shoes home. And that was a good day. All right, y'all. That's my time. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Again, Crawford, Canelo this Saturday, football, Thursday night game's going to be a good game. Sundays, bunch of good games. I'm so happy football season's here, man. And then basketball season's going to be right around the corner. So then we'll be right back where we need to be. Sports. Now, Sunday, take your hind parts to church. I invite you to church. Round out your day. Get you some word up in you for a couple hours. And then you go back to your football. Ain't going to hurt you. Sports Center plays all the replays anyway. All right, man. Y'all be good. Stay blessed. And I'll see y'all next time. I'm AC. It's AC Sports Live. Peace out.